So I uploaded a video about 2.5 years ago for you OG fans, and it was exactly on Halloween 2019. It was called the top 6 reasons why you should stop playing the lottery, and that was just a few months right before the pandemic started, but more shockingly, I actually weighed a few pounds less in that video. What's super interesting about that video though is if you look at the analytics, the vast majority of the views were rather recent. They actually happened over the last year or so, and not shortly after the video was uploaded. Now, what's the explanation for that? It could just be a simple one, that the YouTube algorithm picked it up long after that video was uploaded, but I think if you ask me, it coincided and was commensurate with the pandemic. I think a lot of people got desperate and started playing the lottery during the pandemic once that started, and were looking for quick ways to make money. Not surprising, but I think that's why that video took off during the pandemic and not at the end of 2019. What I also found intriguing about that video is the comments. How many Americans and people worldwide on a monthly, weekly, and daily basis throw away their money at the lottery? And believe me, I wish I had a video like that when I was younger too. I actually did play the lottery for a long time and gambled, horse racing, you name it. Before I got into investing in this whole world of finance, I threw my money away just like you folks. I screwed up a lot, wasted a lot of money at a very young age, and I'm actually glad that happened because it led me to where I am today. But it is egregious if you look at the numbers and the statistics, how many Americans flush their money down the drain on a daily basis, and just like a drug, they are severely addicted. So we'll be revisiting this topic, and in this video giving you 3 more top reasons why you should stop playing the lottery. You can definitely check out the original video after this one is over. The link will be down below in the description. I highly recommend watching that one after this video. And don't worry, I'm not just gonna bash you folks that play the lottery. I'm actually gonna give you viable, plausible alternatives to playing the lottery, what you can do with your money instead today. So let's get started and dive right into today's video. But before we do, as always, make sure you folks do a couple things for me. Number 1, give this video a tremendous thumbs up, smash the like button. If this video gets to 500 likes, we will do a cash giveaway where we give away $100 to a few of you lucky subscribers. So free money, and you don't even have to pay to enter, all free just for supporting my channel. And we'll also be doing another cash giveaway once we hit 20,000 subscribers, which could be right around the corner at the pace we're going. Yet another opportunity to make some free cash, all on me, all free. So make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. That way you don't miss a beat. We upload videos every single week without fail. So let's get started and dive right in. There are countless reasons why you should stop playing the lottery. Here are 3 good ones. Number 1, the odds are never in your favor and you're wasting your money. Most Americans simply don't do the math of how low their odds really are. They just look at the big number on the screen and they say someone's got to win and there's a chance it's going to be me, so you got to be in it to win it. But let's look at how low your odds truly are. If you're going for a $1 billion Mega Millions jackpot, there is a 1 in 300 million chance that you'd win. Even a paltry 600 million or so jackpot has a 1 in 292 million chance of winning. The idea that you'll hit it big one day is just a fantasy at best and a crapshoot at worst. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, yeah, but I just heard on the news the other day that someone in my area or state just won the lottery, or maybe even know some people that had success with the lottery. And so you say, it's got to be me one day. Well, the fact is that you'll only hear about the success stories, but you're not going to hear about the hundreds of millions of Americans on a daily basis that lose. Just like the media, they're not going to tell you that a kitten was saved from a tree today. They'll only tell you about the car crash. The media only tells you who wins. They don't tell you who loses. Maybe you've had success in the past on a scratch off, or maybe you know a relative or friend that won a few bucks on a lottery ticket. Well, that is very measly and much more plausible than winning hundreds of millions of dollars or even $1 billion jackpot. The odds are much more in your favor to win $2, $4, or $5 on a scratch off, but even then you're still wasting your money because it's a zero-sum game in most cases. And even the anecdotal accounts of lottery winnings don't take into account how many people pay to enter and be in that lottery. Maybe someone won $1,000 on a scratch off at your local grocery store, but how much did they spend in order to finally win that 1,000? It's probably a lot more than what they ultimately won, and then you also have to factor in taxes, which we'll get to on later in this video. Americans spend millions and millions of dollars every single week on the Mega Millions, on the Powerball, on your daily Take Fives. It's endless amounts of money, and it's how the lottery is able to pay out these massive jackpots. So even if someone wins on a scratch off, it might actually be a very narrow victory, or probably even a net loss because of what they've spent in their lifetime. The second reason why you have to stop playing the lottery is because of gambling habits. The lottery is gambling, and gambling can turn into an addiction. Some people absolutely do have the self-control to spend a couple dollars here and there, once in a blue moon, on a scratch-off, on an entry lottery ticket. But for the vast majority of the population, that is not the case. For most people, it does turn into an addiction, and you'll find yourself consumed with playing the lottery to try to recoup your losses. It's a never-ending battle. You could have been born with an addictive personality, or maybe addiction in other areas runs in your family historically, and that could also lead to addiction to the lottery. It's possible that just like drugs, a single scratch-off ticket could be the gateway to you indulging and blowing all of your money on lottery tickets every single week, just after you played one single ticket. So for most people, if you have a history of addiction, if you think you have an addictive personality, if you think you can't stop, don't even start. Don't even buy that first ticket, because that will lead to a never-ending road. And you may even make excuses like, well, I spent money on a scratch-off a few weeks ago, so it's okay that I'm doing sports gambling today because it's different and has nothing to do. It's all gambling, and your odds are very low and not in your favor. Reason number 3 why you should stop playing the lottery is taxes and other obligations. A lot of Americans don't understand the math on winning the lottery. They think they'll be able to collect that entire $1 billion jackpot. And that is not the case. There may be multiple winners, and you have to pay taxes on your windfall earnings. That's considered windfall income. And another insidious fee or tax of sorts is that if you have other debts and obligations, your winnings could actually be intercepted. For example, if you owe back child support or you have defaulted on student loans, then your winnings could be intercepted and you won't receive them. And unfortunately, for a lot of Americans that do play the lottery, they do have these other obligations and debts that need to be paid. In some states, a portion or all of your winnings can be seized if you received public assistance within a certain amount of time of winning the lottery. So you may be led to believe that the lottery is a massive win and victory, but it could actually be used to pay other obligations instead, and you may not even see the money. So alright, maybe you understand, maybe you finally quit this bad habit and you have stopped playing the lottery finally. Well, what's next? What's your next step to do instead? Well, for some Americans, that money actually just might be flushed away anyways on items and things that they do not need because they're trying to impress the Joneses, or maybe try to keep up with the latest trends, or maybe try to buy a car that they can't afford. So that's not what to do either. Don't get the two confused. First of all, recognize that it is a large accomplishment. It is a massive step to finally stop playing the lottery and gambling for once and for all. So round of applause, pat yourself on the back. But especially in this economy and with inflation these days, you have to find ways to grow and even multiply your money. The fact is that saving your money is not smart either, because you're actually losing money every year due to inflation, and inflation is on its way to double digits, in which case your money is losing its value exponentially faster than ever before in history. The good news is that there's a plethora of ways out there to make extra money, extra income without gambling, playing the lottery, or even taking extremely high risks. You can get started on these right here, right now, today, after you watch this video, and even the other one if you haven't already. So let's discuss those. One simple alternative is stocks or index funds. Albert Einstein, the great genius, once said that compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world. When you invest your money can grow at a surprising rate due to compound interest. You might actually have a good sum of money, more than you could have ever imagined, within just a few years from now, but you have to have the discipline. This is all because of compound interest. And you can even play around with a compound interest calculator to get a gauge of how much money you can have in the future should you stick to a plan and be disciplined with it. What happens with compound interest is when your initial investment grows, that growth is added to the principal balance, and that balance continues to grow, and the process repeats, of course, until you sell and withdraw your money. It's a powerful phenomenon whose odds are much better than any lottery or gambling you could ever do. Now, it's important to note that especially with this inflation over the last couple years, you have to get a significant return to still grow your money, because ideally you want to outpace and beat inflation. Otherwise, you'll actually still be losing money or maybe even breaking even when you factor in inflation. But let's take this example. Let's say you put away just $100 a month into a collection of stocks with an annual return of 5%. You'd have over $15,000 after 10 years, and your contribution is around $12,000, but compound interest adds another $3,000 to your balance that you didn't have to work for. You probably don't feel too confident choosing and picking your own stocks or even putting money in bonds, so luckily for you folks, we're actually living in the greatest era in history, because investing has become so democratized to the American people and worldwide. There are apps that will automatically invest your money for you, round up your purchases, and put that money towards high-yielding investments. I encourage you folks to open up a brokerage account like Robinhood and or Webull. You can use my links down below in the description of this video. Sign up with the brokerage platforms Robinhood or Webull, and you'll get some free stocks, sometimes valued up to thousands of dollars in some cases, all free, all on me. So use those links down below and let us know what stocks you get. Another great investing choice for you folks is real estate. Like stocks, real estate tends to appreciate over time, especially with these last couple years. We have never seen the real estate market like this in history. At least in my lifetime, we have not seen growth like this. And as a new real estate investor as of last year, I now own 2 properties, 3 doors, and in the middle of closing on my 3rd property, 4th door, and I can tell you that real estate is a fantastic investment. This is because you can use a leverage or borrowed money to invest in real estate, and unless you took out a personal loan or use a line of credit with a very high interest rate, you can't do that with stocks or any other asset class. That's why real estate is so great. You could really turn a little bit of money, or at least a sum of money, into a much larger amount because of leverage. As long as you have a solid credit profile, and you really don't even need proof of income if you use asset-based loans. That is what I did for my 2nd property, and now with this next one, I am doing a conventional loan. Of course, we'll be sure to tell you folks about that property and update you along the way. Right now, we're just working out some permit issues, but it should be closed within a matter of a few weeks, and you'll be the first to know on this channel. There are endless benefits to real estate. We can go down the list for days, but just the most notable ones are principal pay down, so your tenant is paying down your mortgage for you. Then you have depreciation, which is a tax deduction. So basically you could pay little to no tax on income and cash flow because of depreciation. Then you have the appreciation, so the value of the property goes up over time. And of course, you also have cash flow, the money that gets put back into your pocket every single month. Or maybe you're extremely fearful about investing your money and you're absolutely petrified to put it anywhere, which you should not be, because it's the only way that you're ever going to become truly wealthy or financially secure is by investing your money. But if you really want to play it safe, you could put your money in a high yield savings account where your money has basically no chance, zero risk whatsoever of ever going down in value besides inflation. We're talking just about the number, not necessarily what inflation can do to your money. And so there are plenty of high yield savings accounts out there. Granted, you're still going to be losing money technically because of inflation by just saving your money, but it's a good option for you folks that are truly risk averse. You could do your research on some high yield savings accounts. There are plenty of them out there nowadays, and it's not that uncommon to find accounts that could ultimately return about 1 or even 2%. Granted, you're not going to get as high of a yield as real estate, stocks, or other investing options, but it's still a good route for you folks to keep your money there in case you need it for a rainy day. And of course, your money is insured by the FDIC. At the end of the day, anything is better than wasting your money on lottery tickets. So even if you do just want to save your money in a high yield account, it's still better than wasting it and putting it towards lottery tickets. My goal of this video was not to make you feel bad about yourself or lower your self-esteem. It was just to point out something that's blatantly obvious and hopefully get you out of this trap once and for all. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. Let me know down below in the comment section what you think about the lottery. Do you play it? Have you played it in the past? What do you like to put your money towards instead if you stop playing lottery? Let me know down below in the comment section. I am eagerly waiting. I hope you folks enjoyed this video. I hope you got value out of it. If you did, make sure you share it with a friend. Spread the word, get the word out, share it on social media with a friend or two. Make sure you give it a big thumbs up, smash the like button. I would appreciate that. Of course, make sure that you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. Click that bell as well. And if you want to connect me on social media, I am on Instagram and Facebook across all platforms. Use the links down below, and I look forward to connecting with you there. And I also look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Take care for now.